Hello, my soul family. How are you all? And I hope you are doing great, wonderful, amazing, safe wherever you are in the world. I welcome you all in my channel. Thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel, for giving me lots of love. And I am very glad that I help you out in some manner, either by sharing some spiritual information or giving the tarot card messages. So if you have not subscribed yet to the channel, then please like, share and subscribe to the channel. And you can also let me know in the comment section if you want to tell me anything. So let's start today's video, and today's video is the continuation of the series which we are doing it. We have already uploaded and we have already learned from the part 1 to part 9 that what has happened and what is the meaning of Templar seal, what is the meaning of Templar Excel seal, what are the meaning of sphere of Amenti, what is the third seeding means, what is the second seeding means, and many more things. Okay, so electric wars, thousand wars. So if you have not watched that part number 1 to 9, then just go and watch part number 1 to 9 first before watching this video, because this is the continuation and you will not be able to understand that what I am talking about if you are not watching it into the series in the sequence wise. So watch it into the sequence wise. So let's start today's video, in which is the part number 10. Okay, and let's start it. So in part number 9 we get to know that how with the Treaty of El Anu there was a clear division between those Anunnakis who were not ready to accept the secret law of one and also the leadership in the Syrian Council. And there were some Anunnakis who were the positive Anunnakis who accept the Treaty of El Anu and also accept leadership in the Syrian Council. So there was a very clear division, a very clear line between the negative Anunnakis and the positive Anunnakis, I can say that. Okay, so the ones who have not accepted the Treaty of El Anu and the leadership, okay, in the Syrian Council, they formed a Anunnaki resistance, in which the Dracos, okay, and the Dracons and the Dracos hybrids and many other groups, they all joined okay, in this group, in the Anunnaki resistance. And after some point of time, when the Elohim saw that the Anunnaki resistance has been formed, so they were very much concerned about this thing, because they have formed the Anunnaki resistance with the intention of destroying the sphere of Amenti and also to destroy the third seeding which was going to happen now. Before, they have already destroyed the first seeding and the second seeding. Also because of them, there were lot of seals which has already been put on the first seeding and second seeding, on the second seeding. Okay, the seal of Pelador, the seal of covenant, okay, of Pelador, okay, the seal of Amenti, okay, and we already get to know all those things. So at that point of time, they went to the Raw Confederacy and the Syrian Council to asking for help to interfere in this Treaty of El Anu and do something to stop the Anunnaki resistance, so that they cannot destroy the sphere of Amenti and they cannot destroy the third seeding which is going to come, which is going to happen. Because now you all know that what is the meaning of sphere of Amenti and why it is so important, because the sphere of Amenti is the surrogate morphogenetic field of humans. Okay, because sphere of Amenti is the surrogate race morphogenetic field, and if the sphere of Amenti is destroyed, then we cannot going to manifest, okay, into a physical body. Anything is going to manifest into the physical matter, into the physical body, that requires a morphogenetic field, and sphere of Amenti was playing that role. And if it has been destroyed, then the humans will be, and also other souls will be, the disembodied astral consciousness. Okay, they cannot manifest into a body or a physical form. So that was happened, and then the Rock Confederacy and the Syrian Council and the Elohim and other primary members, they put a seal which is called as Templar seal and Templar XL seal, which means that they have done some DNA genetic configuration. They have removed some base tones and the overtones from the DNA, okay, and which we already get to know in part number 9, okay, and which called as 666 beast mark, okay, because the 666 means that they have removed the base tone from the DNA strands, okay. And there was one more seal which was put after the Templar XL seal during the third seeding, when now we are going to start the third seeding, okay. So when the third seeding happened, after that in this Templar XL seal there was one more seal which was added, and that name was Templar seal, okay, which is again a DNA configuration which they have done. They have removal some base tones and overtones. So we have get to know this till now. So let's start today's video and let's see what was happened now. So now the sphere of Amenti, I told you, then when the civilization has begun, finally the human evolution has begun progressively in a forward direction towards the positive directions. The Elohim and the Syrian Council and the Rock Confederacy, they returned the sphere of Amenti back to the earth. Okay, so now with this, when the sphere of Amenti had been returned to Earth's core, which is the dimension 2 by Elohim and the Syrian Council's series Peladorians, okay, about 9 lakh years ago, which is accelerating assembly of DNA strands and releasing the seal of Pelador of some strains of the races from the second seeding. So some groups were also be able to evolve to release the seal of Amenti from their DNA. So which allowed them to ascend through the halls of Amenti back to the Tara, and all was going according to the plan until the outbreak of 1,000 years war, which was happening at like 50,000 years ago. And following the outbreak and acceleration of the 1,000 years war, the Anunnaki intention of destroying the sphere of Amenti in order to use humans as a worker race, it was no longer safe to keep the sphere of Amenti within the Earth's core, okay, because as Anunnaki operatives could easily discover access into the dimension 2 resting place, which was the place of sphere of Amenti, they can destroy the sphere of Amenti very easily, okay. So under the command of the Brino and Rock Confederacy, the Syrian Council of Dimension Universe 2, okay, assisted the series of Density Universe 2 and the Elohim in once again removing the sphere of Amenti from Earth. So because of this, because they were having an intention of destroying the sphere of Amenti, they removed the sphere of Amenti from dimension 2 again, and the sphere of Amenti was removed from the earth and placed within a secret location about 8,49,000 years ago, and the sphere was placed within a planetary core in the Andromeda galaxy, okay, and under the high security and held in exclusion until the close of 1,000 years war. So now you know that now Anunnaki resistance wants to destroy the sphere of Amenti, and they are having that intention, and because they can easily get access to the sphere of Amenti, which was placed in the dimension 2 Earth's core, because of that the sphere of Amenti was removed again from the Earth's dimension 2 planetary core, okay, because it was no longer safe to keep the sphere of Amenti, okay. So the sphere of Amenti, as you know, that it is a part of our ascension process, and it was no longer kept to safe there in the Earth's core. So because the negative Anunnakis or the Anunnaki resistance, they were trying to destroy it. So now they have shifted the sphere of Amenti within the Andromeda galaxy here, okay. So somewhere far away from the earth under high security, because Andromeda galaxy is too far from the earth. So now the sphere of Amenti was placed under a secured location, and which was placed within a secret, okay, unknown place into the another planet core in the Andromeda galaxy, and which was exactly very far away from Earth's okay, and which was placed under high security. So it was basically held there in inclusion, okay, with the close of Thousand Years War. And the Syrian Council, which was the administration, okay, administrator, remember and note that they are the highest level of beings, at least they are involved in this whole, in the whole 12 tribe Turanism hybridation angelic human race project. So they are involved and they are overseeing this entire project. So the Syrian Council and its highest level is specialized collective of rishis, which are 13, 14 and 15 dimensions, okay, from density universe 5. So just like we are having a higher level and lower level of ourselves, and these beings also have a higher level and lower aspects of themselves. So we are in an aspect of our avatar or the higher ascended level. So the Syrian Council also exists on the lower level of density universe 2, which is dimension 4, 5 and 6, and they were appointed as the administration and security of this Turanism angelic human race experiment. So these would be the ones that would make the final decision. And so the Syrian Council of Density Universe 2 petition assistance from numerous star systems in density universe 1 to provide security for this important sphere of MNT, okay. So the Syrian Council asked assistance, okay, asked help, okay, from other star systems for the security of the, to do the security for the sphere of MNT, okay, as it has to be protected, as it is, as you know, now this is our third seeding, and now we already know how the second and the first seeding has been destroyed. So they have to be protected, okay. So they have to make sure that the sphere of MNT is protected, and it should be at somewhere where it is a hidden secret, okay. So the races from the Arcturian system and the Palladian system, they offered assistance, and this is because many humans had already previously found exile within the Palladian and the Arcturian cultures during the course of our troubled evolution wars on Earth during the failed first and second seeding. So many humans were exiled on these two planets, okay. So they are really our friends, okay, the Arcturian star systems and the Palladian star systems, okay. So the cooperation was given from both Palladian, okay, and the Arcturian, and so the Arcturians and Palladians were were helping us, okay. And I can say the Arcturians and Palladians were helping us, a future version and the past version they both were cooperating to help us, as these races exist in both density universe 1 and 2. As you all know that we all are having Palladians and star Arcturian star seeds right now on the Earth. So this is how the future versions and the past versions, okay, they both are helping us, okay. So now what has happened next, even that some of you even having the connections with this Palladian Arcturian, if you find yourself really drawn to these types of races or information you read, so you know that some of you are having some connections with the Palladian star system, with the Arcturian star system. Even I am also a Palladian star seed, so many of the Palladian star seeds and the Arcturian star seeds are right now present on the Earth too. So this is how they were helping to do the to assist in the in the security of, in doing the security of the sphere of MNT, okay. So now you know that why, basically because they are a part of our hybridation project, okay. And beside their security, now the Syrian Council also formed with Density Universe 2 an organization with Syrians and other several cultures from Arcturus. So the Syrian and Arcturian, it was called the Syrian Arcturian Coalition for Interplanetary Defense. So this was a new organization which was formed, through which the hidden sphere of MNT, Earth and its allies would be protected, and if ever need arose, so this organization will help us. And this organization was later invited to join a much larger, higher level interdimensional guardian group known as Interdimensional Association of Free Worlds, which is IAFW. So these two are helping us, and these two organizations have formed so that they can do the security and the protection of the sphere of MNT, also to protect Earth, also to protect the third seeding which was going to start. And this Interdimensional Association of Free Worlds, which is IAFW, the largest unified collective of the guardian angel nations. So in this organization there were guardian angelic nations which was included. Okay, so it was a service organization assembled by the rishis and the founder races. Okay, and so once again that was just the higher level, like dimension universe 4 and 5, and which is dimension 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15 dimension. Okay, but there is also a whole legion of fallen angelic races, and that, and as you know that this is a spiritual war or extraterrestrial war. So besides those securities, also in the Andromeda galaxy itself there is an organization called the Association of Planets in Andromeda, but they would not agree through the military involvement, as they were not supportive of the conditions of the Treaty of El Anu. However, they did allow the sphere of MNT to remain hidden with the secret location in one of their star systems. So you would say that we had enough high level back guardians on protection as some high level beings that would want that want to have the dominion or the destroy, okay, the sphere of MNT. So we were giving the backup from other organization, from the light beings. They were now there are a lot of organizations who were supporting us. Okay, so there is now that there is Association of Planets in Andromeda. Okay, and there is Interdimensional Association of Free Worlds, which consists largest unified collective or guardians angelic nations, and also they have formed the Syrian Arcturian Coalition for Interplanetary Defense. So these three organizations has been formed, okay, for taking the security and protection. Also the Pleiadians and the Arcturian star systems, okay, they are also helping us, and also the Andromeda galaxy itself. Okay, so following the removal of the sphere of MNT, once again Earth endured a series of climatic and geographical changes as Earth's energetic grid rebalanced. Okay, following this removal of sphere of MNT, so the Earth has to go back into a period of healing, okay, a period of realigning. Okay, so now whenever they remove the sphere of MNT, the climate changes, flood occurs, earthquake occurs. Okay, the earth grids gets disbalanced. Okay, there is pole shift, pole reversals, all those things has happened. Okay, so there was total 3 major floods in different time periods, but in biblical history or biblical books, religious book, we get to know one flood, and they combine all these 3 in one. So the guardian organizations know that the third seeding of the human lineage would have to be orchestrated once again, okay, on Earth's planetary environment. But once the Earth rebalanced, okay, her own self, once the Earth grids get the rebalance, but the Earth grid still could not sustain a life field with the 4th dimensional higher than the 3rd dimensions, and we need 4th dimensional gene coding, because instead of waiting that long several thousand of years just waiting for the planet to rebalance, let's think out of the box. Okay, so they think out of the box instead of waiting thousands of years. Okay, so they think out of the box, and so the guardian organizations thought out of the box by creating a creative plan. And so it was a devised, okay, plan to be at least allow the souls which are waiting within the sphere of MNT, which are waiting to re-enter into Earth by a special portal, and that would be created. Okay, and you have to take a side note there, because there are natural portals on the earth, okay, and there is portals that are not natural, that are man-made or that are made by the dark forces, okay. So the third seeding could not take place directly through the earth's core. As you know, the sphere of Amenti, which is the race morphogenetic field, is now in Andromeda galaxy. So in the second seeding we already talked and discussed about that the Sirius B, okay, path of evolution for Atlantans and the Aryans, and the Sirius B option would be utilized, that portal bridge from Sirius B to the sphere of Amenti for ascension during the second seeding, and this portal bridge was called as Hall of Amora during the second seeding, and the third eye of Horus during the third seeding. But this portal would no longer be useful for the root races and the cloister races during the third seeding, as its connection to the sphere of Amenti has been cut off, because now before the sphere of Amenti was placed in dimension 4 and the artificial bridge was constructed through the Sirius B, and this called as Hall of Amora or the third eye of Horus. But this connection has been cut off because now the sphere of Amenti has been shifted from the first, it has shifted from dimension 4 to dimension 2. Now it has been shifted to dimension 2 to Andromeda galaxy. So now the Andromeda galaxy, there the sphere of Amenti is there. So because of that, the Sirius B portal cannot be used, okay. The Hall of Amora portal or the third eye of Horus portal, this cannot be used, okay. So now what should they do, okay. So but this portal would no longer be useful to the root races and the cloister races because this connection has been cut off, okay. So now they think that they have to make a new portal bridge which was needed to create it, so that they can so they needed a new portal, okay, in order to do the third seeding of the races to take place, okay, because we need the race morphogenetic field to get get manifest into physical form. And when the sphere of Amenti is in Andromeda galaxy, we are not having any race morphogenetic field on earth, so how the third seeding can start? So they think that they have to create a new portal, a new bridge through which they can get start the third seeding. So this is exactly what the Peladorians did, and they created a portal bridge between the sphere of Amenti in the Andromeda galaxy and the Earth's dimension 2, which is the Earth's dimension 2 core, was constructed a portal, a connection. So it was constructed about 8,40,000 years ago. And this intergalactic portal bridge was, at that time, it was called as the Arch of the Covenant of Pelador, because it is the Peladorians who had constructed this portal. So it is in the reference to the Peladorians, okay. So now what has happened, that later this name has become the Ark of the Covenant, and remember the Ark means bridge, okay. So the later this name become known as the Ark of the Covenant. And so the secrets and truth of the Ark of the Covenant. So the secret and the truth of the Ark of the Covenant is that it is a portal, it is an intergalactic portal bridge or passageway between the Andromeda galaxy and the Earth, not some elaborate gold-plated wooden chest that biblical story is a part of, okay, because that part of story is a part of false creed. And I have already uploaded a video on an Ark of the Covenant, in which I have already told you the whole thing, in which I have already discussed that what is the meaning of Ark of the Covenant. So this Ark of the Covenant was constructed during the third seeding, because now the sphere of Amenti is in Andromeda galaxy, okay, and we need some portal to start the third seeding. We need that race morphogenetic field. So there was Arch of the Covenant which was constructed, okay, and this portal is named as Arch of the Covenant of Peladors, but later it become the name of Ark of the Covenant, okay. So finally, through the Ark of the Covenant ascension portal, once again the races, the souls of the sphere of Amenti and the cloister races, okay, and the root races could be once again reseeded on the earth. So the third seedings, so the souls from the sphere of Amenti now in the Andromeda galaxy would pass through the Ark of the Covenant portal portal as pure consciousness, merge with the Earth's planetary morphogenetic field in dimension 2, and then take birth into physical manifestation on Earth. However, there was a condition that was put on the Ark of the Covenant, and that was a fifth dimensional security seal was placed on the Ark of the Covenant portal. So that what does that means? That there was a fifth dimensional seal which was placed on the Ark of the Covenant, and which means that it was the fifth dimensional security seal, and it was like a DNA seal on the Ark of the Covenant, and which meant that this portal will be operated as a one-way door. Okay, souls of the races could come from the Andromeda galaxy, descend through the passageway, but could not go back to the sphere of MNT into the secret place. Okay, morphogenetic field for ascension, unless they are having the fifth dimensional coding, or unless they are having fifth DNA strand in their genetic structure, and that is a throat chakra. Okay, the fifth dimension, the fifth chakra is the throat chakra. Okay, that is the fifth dimension, that is the throat chakra. Okay, so for those who actually had the fifth strand of DNA, and that is the high level for this operation of DNA activated. So this is like a genetic ticket to freedom. Whoever had the fifth dimensional coding or fifth strand DNA activated, okay, and they can go back, okay, to the Ark of the Covenant, and then go back to the sphere of MNT. Then passing through the sphere of MNT, they can ascend to the Tara. But for that, they have to assemble or activate the fifth strand of DNA. They must have the fifth strand of DNA, and this called as the shield of the Ark. This fifth dimensional seal is called the shield of the Ark. Okay, and this was all done because so that the other ones who wanted to destroy the sphere of MNT, they could not reach to the sphere of MNT. Okay, so whoever had this in their DNA, it's called the shield of the Ark. Okay, that they are having the shield of the Ark, and shield of the Ark means that they are having the fifth dimensional seal. The fifth dimensional seal means that they are having the fifth strand DNA genetic coding. Okay, they are having the imprint, or they are having those ability to activate the fifth strand of DNA. So it's kind of like having a blessing on you to be able to ascend, unlike other races who are stuck in time. And these shield of the arcs are and these shield of the arcs, these are incarnates who bore with this fifth dimensional shield of arc within their genetic codes, could pass through the security seal. Okay, so how it was working for some and how it was not working for some others, because remember, we get to know that the Lemurians, the Atlanteans and the Aryans, they did not have the fifth strand of DNA. Okay, we get to know in the previous part that. Okay, so this is how it was working for someone and it was not working for someone, because remember that the Lemurians, they are having the second strand DNA, that is the two strand DNA, which is the second chakra here, down here. Okay, and the Atlantean, they are having third strand of DNA active, okay, with the third chakra. And Aryan, we are the Aryan races, we are having fourth chakra, that is the fourth strand of DNA, that is our heart chakra. So as I told you in my previous parts also, that with each root race, they have given a responsibility to assemble one DNA strand, and the Lemurian have given the second strand DNA assembling duty, and the Atlanteans have given the third strand DNA assembling duty, as well as the Aryan has given the fourth strand DNA duty. So the next one was one who were having the fifth strand of DNA, okay, which was Movarian, which was the root race of which is the root race, and the cloister race for Movarian is Melchizedek. Okay, so Melchizedek and Movarian, Melchizedek is the cloister race and the Movarian is the root race who are having the fifth strand of DNA. Okay, so this fifth chakra is the next race, the next dimension, which is in the future, so after us. Okay, so we can say the Atlanteans are gone, because now we are after them, so we are going to be gone, and then they are going to be after us, and this is fifth strand DNA seal for these races. So they could not return through the Ark of the Covenant, so it is affecting our ascension process, okay, as they could not even come through the consciousness unless their seal of Pelador and the seal of Amenti were released, okay. And we have already discussed also that what is the meaning of seal of Pelador and the seal of Amenti in the previous video, so just go and watch that also. So now we can say that there are 3 DNA seals among the races, and it has been put up on us by the founder races, the Syrian councils, okay, as the consequence of electric wars, of the consequence of 1,000-year wars, as the consequence of Treaty of El Anu, as the consequence of Anunnaki resistance, okay. So the DNA that affects our ascension, you know that we require the DNA strands, okay, to in order to ascend. So now we are having the 3 seals. The first one is the seal of Amenti. The second one is seal of Pelador. Now the third one is Ark seal. This is the shield of the Ark, which means that we have to activate our 5th strand of DNA, okay. So that's, we need up to this 5th chakra, the third chakra, we need to activate that if we want to ascend, and that's your free choice, okay. I can only show you the direction, the light and the guidance, and I can give you the messages. Rest is your own free will, free choice, that what you want for your own soul evolution, what you want to select for your own self. If you do not want to activate your 5th strand DNA, your throat chakra, then it's up to you, okay. So this pattern of energy and morphogenetic field and appearance of I can tell you one more thing, that we want that 5th strand DNA, okay. We want that 5th strand DNA. And why? Because remember one thing, that whatever seals the Syrian councils have put on us, or the Raw conferences put on us, or the founder races they have put on us, okay, they have always get one more plan or alternative plan, so that we can ascend, okay, so that we can evolve. So they always come up with other plans, so that there can be a there can be another plan to get the ascension, okay. So there was a blue flame, okay, which was brought into the sphere of Amenti, okay, and because of which we can ascend. And now we are going to discuss the blue flame, what is the meaning of blue flame, okay. But I'm going to discuss this into the next part, and I hope I make you all understand till now that what was happened and how the sphere of Amenti was shifted into the Andromeda galaxy and under the high security, and in which there were 2 or many organizations, and also the star systems, Arcturians and the Palladian star systems, that were helping us, okay, that was protecting and securing the sphere of Amenti. And there was an artificial bridge which was constructed, okay, between the sphere of Amenti in Andromeda galaxy and between the Earth's dimension 2 core, okay, and that name was the Ark of the Covenant, okay. And later on there was a shield, a security seal, which was put on the Ark of the Covenant, and that shield, a security seal, which means that the souls can come from the, basically from this direction. This was the one way door. They can come, they can use the Ark of the Covenant, okay, they can use this method, but they cannot go back, they cannot ascend, because there was a 5th dimensional seal which was put on the Ark of the Covenant, and that later on become known as the shield of the Ark of the Covenant, okay, the shield or the Ark seal, okay, the shield of the Ark. And those who are having the activated 5th strand DNA, they can go into the Ark, going back into the same route, okay, following the Ark of the Covenant, and then to the sphere of Amenti and ascend to the Tara. But things have not always like we think. There was another plan which was made, and through which the blue flame has been put into the sphere of Amenti, okay. And in the next part, in the next video, we get to know that what is the blue flame and why it is so much important, okay. And we have to activate our throat chakra, okay. So sending you lots of love, healing and happy energies to all my soul family who are watching my video. Take care of yourself and see you soon.